welcome back to Royalty Soaps. So today I'm going to be making a vanilla scented soap. This has been highly requested. I normally don't make vanillas because for those fragrance oils tend to turn the soap a bit brown, and there is nothing more annoying to me than a brown vanilla. But I have added a little bit of vanilla color stabilizer to the vanillas that I've used. I have also just tried to get rid of some fragrance oils, as I've been doing for the past week because I'm moving. So I've actually used like 5 vanilla fragrances, and it smells like vanilla awesomeness. It's really, really, really vanilla, but it's also kind of like cream cheese frosting and sugar cookie and ice cream and all of those good things all wrapped up into one. So the first thing I have to do is mix up my lye water solution right here because I've put a lot of titanium dioxide in it. Then I'm going to pour it down my stick blender. Now that I've brought the soap batter to light trace, it's time to section off a little bit of color here. So this is going to be a gold in this bucket right here. I'm putting a little bitty bit, I'm only putting a teeny tiny swirl in this because it probably won't show up super well anyway. And that is going to be a pink right there. So the pink I'm using is from TKB. It's called Cosmic Carolyn. This is one of my favorite pinks of all time. I've tried a lot of different pinks and I continue to go back to that one. And then for the gold I'm using, it's called King's Gold. That is from Brambleberry, and again is another one of my choice favorites. So I'm gonna mix these up real quick. Got 2 very creamy looking colors there. So now I'm going to add in my fragrance oil mixed up with my vanilla color stabilizer. Now a couple of things could happen with this. It could stay completely white and perfect, which is not going to happen. It could get some glycerin rivers in it because I'm adding a lot of extra liquid. That is the most likely, is that it'll stay pretty white, but I'll get some glycerin rivers. It could also be that because my vanilla color stabilizer is old, that it actually ends up turning sort of a brown anyway. So this could go a lot of different ways. I'm going to mix this up and then we're going to start pouring into the molds. I am so sorry. My battery ran out. It said it had 2 bars left, but it lied. It just lied to me. So I'm so sorry about that. But now I am piping the top. I guess the inside is just going to be a surprise for you. I am piping this using the Royalty Soaps piping set, available at nurturesoap.com. And I have colored this with titanium dioxide that I got from Wholesale Supplies Plus. I have to say though, I'm really not impressed with the quality of this titanium dioxide recently. I don't know why. This has always been the one that I bought, but it just wasn't, it isn't as good as it normally is. It isn't as potent. I'm going to fill in these holes. The other titanium dioxide that I have used from Nurture Soap, which is really strong stuff, and then I've also used some from TKB Trading, which is also really strong every time I've bought it. I don't know if I'm going to buy from Wholesale Supplies Plus again. That stuff was not nearly as good as it normally is. Now, I'm not going to leave all of the piping very uniform like this. On my vanilla soaps, I like to kind of mess it up a little bit and take a tablespoon measure or something of that size and kind of make little indentations, because I will be putting a pink and gold mica drizzle on top, so it really looks cool. This is like one of the only soaps I do that for. I'm going to put a really big ploop here on the top. Okay, last little bit here. I do have some left, so I'm going to fill in the areas that look a little shorter than others. Okay, so now I'm going to take some of my King's Gold mica right here, and I'm going to put it on the top of the soap, just like this. This does not have to be very precise, because like I said, I'm going to kind of mess it up a little bit anyway. I have made it pretty thick as far as the gold to oil ratio goes. This is a little thicker than I normally do it. And now I'm going to use some of that pink. I've actually put a little bit of pearl mica in there too, I'm gonna put that on the top. Okay, and now I'm going to take my tablespoon measure and kind of mess it up a little bit. I'm just kind of sticking it in here and pulling from the side. This will look completely different depending on how much your piping has set up. Mine has already set up a pretty good bit. Make it look a little spiky almost, like little frosting peaks or meringue peaks there. I try to make sure all the little ones on the sides have been touched at least once. See all these little ones right here? They need to be touched a little bit. Now I have taken off my gloves and I'm being very, very careful not to touch the soap when I'm putting these in. Some people like to leave their gloves on. Most of the time I do, but I'm actually running low on gloves, and the gloves that I were using were really getting in my way because I had used them multiple times. That is like a huge no. Just so you know, never use the same like latex, or I actually have to use non-latex gloves twice because they get so sticky. I'm sure you could see my fingertips basically didn't exist. But again, if you are a new soap maker, you're not used to handling this kind of stuff, I definitely recommend you keep your gloves on at all times. I, however, have done this a really long amount of time. I'm definitely not going to touch the soap. And I'm probably not going to add much of any glitter to this. It's pretty, it kind of speaks for itself in the glitter realm already. It's pretty busy, has enough going on up here. All of the embeds are now on, so I'm just going to spritz this with some rubbing alcohol. Then we're going to let it sit for 24 to 48 hours and come back and cut up these vanilla bars. And we are back the next day to cut this soap, so it smells really, really good. Sometimes whenever you use a vanilla color stabilizer, it doesn't smell that good whenever you first cut it because it kind of smells a little bit chemically, but as you let it be exposed to the air, that goes away, it dissipates, and then it smells really, really, really good. So I'm just going to line this up here, make sure I'm not cutting any of the little soap balls. I'm going to start pressing down gently on Evangeline here. Evangeline is the name of my multi-bar cutter. Everybody should name their multi-bar cutter. I'm going to pull this one right out. And this is what the soap looks like on the inside. So I'll probably do a little bit of a close-up because I know you can't see the color fracturing very well. Some people call them glycerin rivers, some people call them glycerin tunnels, some people call it color fracturing. It's all the same thing. And this only happens in my recipe whenever I use a vanilla color stabilizer. Otherwise, I'm just fine and it never happens. So the question for today is, should I continue to make vanilla scented soaps at the expense of having the glycerin rivers here, or are they just so non-aesthetically pleasing that we should ditch the vanilla scent altogether? To place your vote, simply click the I in the upper right hand corner of the screen and we'll see what you guys decide. So here's a little bit of a close-up. You can see all of these little veins. Those are the little glycerin rivers that I only get when I use the vanilla color stabilizer, and that's exactly what they look like to me. They look like veins. I think they're gross. But quite honestly, in the vanilla soap, it kind of just looks like, I don't know, like some sort of a cake or something. But in pretty much every other soap, they're just really disgusting to me and I really hate them. I do know a lot of people, though, who think they're really pretty, so I guess that's just a personal opinion. A personal preference, rather. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, maybe even leave me a comment down below. So until next time, I hope you have an absolutely royal day, and bye for now! Quick by the way, this should be the 4th video that gets uploaded in May. All of the soaps are going live on June 1st. I'm sorry, in a couple of videos I said May 31st. If you pre-order the unicorn soap, it'll ship before then, but other than that, all of the other soaps are going up on June 1st. So if you want your paws on these, if you want your paws on any of the others, head over to my Etsy shop on that day and they'll all be listed. Okay, but like, goodbye for real now.